Impossible, impossible. Shine if I want to. I win every time if I want to. The world mine if I want to. Make the world mine cause I want to. Even on the days when I'm late as ever, my timing is right. Even in the darkest moments, they close, I'm that shining the light. I can make an earthquake nervous. I can make the sun wear a visor.
It's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports, and we are at Wintry First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it'll be a great one between the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns. The winner gets a trip to sunny Arizona for Super Bowl 57. The AFC title game is underway. Nyheim Hines now out of his end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense. CD, always more eyes on these night games, and they started it off nicely there on that run.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. Don't think for a second these players don't know and understand that. They want to impress their peers across the league. They also want to win the ball game. That's the way to get things going.
Play action, Ryan. Looking for Campbell downfield. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. A big play there for Indy. 43 yards.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
And they'll get him down right around the 16. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Scoring first, so critical in the postseason. They've got it here 1st and goal. Now it's Ryan. He's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Finding his way home for the sack that time, Taven Bryan.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Nyheim Hines from 17 yards out. And the Colts are on the board first here in this AFC Championship game. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They go up the middle with Chubb. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, 3rd and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And again, it's Chubb. Takes it to about the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Under 10.
They'll try the air now with Watson. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They go play action now. Ryan. He'll buy some time right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. To the right side, this is Taylor. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. So they went a little cautious there on 3rd and long.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Remember, they're playing with a lead right now. So getting a first down, yes, that would be great. But even more importantly, take care of the football. No turnovers, no big plays for the other team, and keep the clock moving.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Faking the give. Now Watson. Rolling to his left. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. That's Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker who got in and dropped him to the turf.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
You ain't doing nothing today. 49, 49, guys. Mike, 49. All day, Paul. 49, 45.
Now it's Watson. Being chased out left. That's out to Chubb, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Now a 1st down throw, Watson. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Check 31, check 31. Shift. Check. Check hot route. Hot. Watch out.
And Chubb will try the middle here. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Now they'll need the 39 here for a 1st. This is 3rd down. Now Watson. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of 1st downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 1st downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, here's Taylor. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. First and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. A gain of 3, second down. AFC title game, second quarter action, 2 minutes to play. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Ball at the 26, second and 7. Now Ryan. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. And this is into the hands of Campbell downfield. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. On first down, Ryan. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hines. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
Again, Ryan. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on third down. A give for Taylor running right side. And some space here. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. Again, it's Taylor. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 72 yards on the ground in this first half with a Super Bowl berth on the line.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Up the middle, here's Taylor. Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Fourth down, here's Ryan. Looking for Pearson, he's got him. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Alec Pierce as the first half is winding down. And the Colts go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and it's now 14-0. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He's got a man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jakeem Grant in the final seconds of the first half. And the Browns are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, a full half to be played. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Play action. It's Ryan. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, no kneeling for them. They decided they weren't going to run out the clock. They decided to take their shot downfield, hoping to either make a connection or a pass interference call. They wanted more points to put on the board.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Final play of the half. It's Ryan. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we come upon halftime in the AFC title game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they have work to do in this second half if they want to earn that berth to the Super Bowl.
And I'm pretty sure this is where their coaches at halftime were saying don't panic, and then demonstrating it by not making a lot of drastic changes to the game plan. Let's just get back to doing what we've been doing all year long. That should be more than good enough.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. They give to Chubb out of the gun. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Running for it. Here's Chubb. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
49, guys. Mike.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. Flush to his right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Hey, check.
To throw is Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Tally, that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a 1st down. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but There are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground, as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Chubb running to the wide side. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Throwing on 3rd down. Watson eluding the pressure right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will stay at a 7-point game. Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the 2nd miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, 55 yards. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at a big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and it's now 21-7. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Peoples-Jones going to elect to bring this one out. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's Watson. He finds his man complete. That's Grant. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And that is incomplete.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big third down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. And here's Rodgers on the return. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10. Right at the 50-yard line. They go play action with Ryan. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. 1 quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 2nd and 15 now. Ryan, he's got his man. It's Pierce. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And this one is incomplete.
Well, no surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And they try to razzle-dazzle, but the ball's out.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And they are in need of points here, no doubt about that, with a Super Bowl berth on the line and trailing here in the 4th quarter. This possession, gigantic. From his goal line here, Watson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he fires one that's intercepted. They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner forgets starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
They'll run here with Taylor. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
On 2nd and goal, Ryan. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
They'll try and run Taylor, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal. Well, if this defense can hold them to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. But this started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
They turn to Taylor on 4th, and he takes it in for a Colts score. Jonathan Taylor, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Colts are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead. So 4th and goal, their head coach gave that offensive line one more chance to punch it in, and this time they were successful.
They certainly paid off the coach's confidence, didn't they? And how about the fact that they stayed with the ground game? Because a lot of times in that situation, partner, we see teams try and roll the quarterback out, give him a little run-pass option, and treat it like a 2-point conversion play. In this case, they went with a little bit more power and got it done.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry. Shaquille Leonard in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and a mile. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts. TD. But just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today, they've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Peoples-Jones going to elect not to run this out, and they'll begin at the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made,
and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
49's the mic. Watch 49.
Watson. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Hey. You got 3.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. Running straight ahead, Taylor. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. 147 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Mike's 50. I got one. Check 13.
Here's Ryan. Flushed out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here I come again. 20.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it. They showed some tough running, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll look to run with Taylor, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, Charles, fans around here, they were already talking Super Bowl. They've made plans. You just can't look past anybody in this league, especially this deep into the playoffs.
You would think that every year that message would sink in, and it feels like every year we see something like this, especially the way they're handling them. All right, you didn't expect this part to happen, but when you're playing this deep in the playoffs, every team's dangerous.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taken at the goal line. And he'll go down at the 2-yard line. What a disaster there.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Browns' drive about to get started. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game. And I don't know if he made it out of the end zone. No signal. Yes, it's a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Mike's 43. Mike's 43. Let's go, one.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. Taking it right down Broadway. And they work this out past the 25. 180 yards rushing for him now as he closes in on a 200-yard night.
Brendan, every great running backs coach that I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about run them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Big impact play, a tackle for loss. The Colts are champions of the AFC as we sign off here and say goodnight, everybody. And that will do it for this one. For Charles Davis, myself, and the entire crew, we'll see you in 2 weeks at the Super Bowl.